You know that classic image, right? The camel silhouetted against a desert sunset? It's iconic. But have you ever stopped to think about how they actually do it? How do they survive out there? I'll give you a hint. It's not just about the hump. Today, we're going to dive deep into the incredible secrets of this ultimate survivor.
So let's kick things off with a real head-scratcher. Everyone knows the hump, right? It's the camel's most famous feature. So, why are baby camels born without one? I mean, completely flat-backed. It's weird, isn't it? Well, you're going to want to stick around because the answer to that question reveals one of the camel's absolute coolest secrets.
And to solve that mystery, we first have to understand what makes a camel, well, a camel. We're going to break down all their incredible abilities. Think of them like a set of biological superpowers, really, that let them thrive in places where pretty much nothing else can.
All right, first up, let's talk anatomy. You see, a camel's body isn't just kinda adapted to the desert. Oh no, it's more like a perfectly engineered survival kit, and it all starts right at the head.
Okay, check this out. Every single feature here is a direct answer to a desert problem. You got sandstorms? No problem. They have double rows of super long eyelashes. And get this, a third clear eyelid that works just like a pair of built-in goggles. They can see where they're going even when the sand is flying. And their nostrils, they can seal them completely shut. It's an absolutely brilliant design.
And the advantages just keep coming. I mean, finding food in the desert is obviously super tough, but a camel's mouth? It's specially equipped for the challenge. Their lips are thick and leathery, so tough that they can munch on thorny, spiky plants that would be totally impossible for other animals to eat. That gives them a massive edge out there.
Their survival kit even works from the ground up, and I mean that literally. Take a look at their feet. They're super broad and leathery. When a camel steps down, its foot splays out, spreading its weight so it doesn't sink into that soft sand. It's pretty much the exact same idea as a snowshoe, just, perfectly made for the desert.
Okay, now it's time for the main event. We're about to tackle the biggest myth of all when it comes to camels. Let's finally reveal the real secret behind that famous hump.
So let's just get this out of the way, right here, right now. The hump is not for storing water. It's not a water tank. That is probably one of the most common animal myths on the planet. But the truth? Oh, the truth is so much cooler.
So what is it then? It's a fat reservoir. That's it. Think of it like a giant, concentrated energy pack on its back. When food gets scarce, the camel's body just starts metabolizing that fat for all the energy and nutrients it needs. In fact, the size of the hump is a great way to tell how healthy a camel is. A big, firm hump means it's doing great, really well fed.
But don't get me wrong, they are still absolute masters of water. They just don't store it in the hump. Instead, when they do find water, they can drink an incredible amount. We're talking up to 32 gallons. That's 145 liters in one go. It's how they rehydrate after what could be weeks without a single drop.
So, now that we know what the hump is all about, let's talk about how many they have. Because that brings us to the two main types of camels you're going to see around the world.
All right, so on one side, you've got the dromedary camel. You might also know it as the Arabian camel. It's the one with the single hump. These are the ones you see most often, living in the hot deserts of North Africa and the Middle East. And on the other side, the Bactrian camel. This is a two-humped powerhouse from the colder regions of Central Asia. They're bigger, tougher, and built to handle some seriously harsh winters.
And I've got a fantastic little trick for you so you never get them mixed up again. Just think of the first letter. D for dromedary. If you tip that letter on its side, what does it look like? One hump. And B for Bactrian, turn it on its side and, yep, you guessed it, two humps. See? You'll never forget it now.
Okay, so it's not all about their physical superpowers. Camels are also really social animals, and their group dynamics are pretty fascinating. So let's dive into how they actually live together.
So camels like to travel in herds, and these are usually led by a single dominant male. He's the one in charge of protecting the females. But when the young males get old enough, they get kicked out of the group. So what do? They often go and form their own bachelor herds. Just a group of young guys hanging out until they're strong enough to challenge for a herd of their own.
And you might not expect this, but they are surprisingly chatty animals. They have a whole range of sounds they make. Moans, groans, bellows, even loud roars. And here's a fun little fact that really shows their social side. One of the friendliest ways a camel says hello to another camel is by gently blowing in its face. Kind of sweet, right?
And that brings us all the way back to our big mystery from the beginning. So when a mother camel is ready to give birth, she'll leave the herd to find a private, quiet spot. And here's the answer you've been waiting for. The calf is born without humps because the humps are just fat stores. A newborn baby hasn't had time to eat and build up those fat reserves yet. Instead, they're born with these little tufts of hair right where their humps will eventually grow as they get bigger and stronger. And maybe the most amazing part? A baby calf can stand up and walk within just 30 minutes of being born. 30 minutes! Incredible!
And finally, you really can't talk about camels without talking about their deep, ancient connection to humans. It's a relationship that goes back thousands of years and earned them a very, very famous nickname.
For centuries, even millennia, people have relied on them as the ships of the desert. And they really earned that name. Think about it. Their incredible strength and endurance, being able to carry over 200 pounds for 20 miles a day, all without needing much food or water. They literally made trade and travel possible across some of the most brutal landscapes on the entire planet.
Yeah, their importance is it's woven right into the fabric of human culture in these regions. For example, in the Arabic language, there are over 100 different words for camel. 100! Each one describes a different type, a different job, or even a different personality. Like there's a specific word, al-jaful, just for a camel that gets scared easily. That shows you just how vital they were.
When you really look at it, the camel is just a living masterpiece of design. Every single part of it is a perfect solution to a life-threatening problem. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If one animal can be so perfectly designed for one of the world's toughest environments, what other natural superpowers are out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to notice?